to turn up. Yeah, turn up with the real boss squad. Yeah, you already know. Everybody in the party get lit. We ain't tripping if you ain't. We came in the vibe, not to care about what you. Yeah, my niggas stay ready for a case.
Welcome. You are listening to the Vent Session on the Sister Speak show. I am your host, Sister Speak. It is 8:47 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm recording not live, but on demand from Dallas, Texas. That background song is Get Lit by Boss Chica, my homegirl. Shout out to the DFW. She's a musician that you definitely need to support and check out. Brothers and sisters, I thank you so much for tuning into the Vent Session, whatever time you're tuning in. This episode is epic. I mean, I feel like all of my episodes are epic, but you know the Vent Session is where we really, really gear up. We get equipped, we get ready, we get it out. We have the encouragement that we need. We have the boldness that we need to really take back our power, clear our energy field from all type of fuckery, and put ourselves in a position to vibrate high and to reach the destinies that we're supposed to reach. Period, point blank. But we all know that on our way to these levels, there's different devils and there's so much going on from the past, stuff going on in the present, and we definitely have to knock it out so it doesn't come with us in the future, okay? That's why tonight's episode is epic. Tonight's episode on the Vent Session, brothers and sisters. It's time to leave the past behind. Gang stalkers, sabotagers, demonic day ones, toxic exes, the old you. Period. That's exactly what it is all about on this episode. I know my brothers and sisters who are listening all over the world are ready for this episode because you've been listening so far and you know what it is. And I know you've grown. And I know you are definitely all about reclaiming your power and not letting anybody dominate you. Period. It doesn't matter who it is. Okay. So anyway, I want to welcome all of my first time listeners. I want to welcome back, of course, all of my faithful listeners. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's popping? You feel me? I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. I am vibrating high. I'm relaxed. I'm feeling real good. And but I'm feeling real good. And we're just going to put a period on that. So I just want to be able to, share this moment with you, this good energy with you, okay? I hope you're feeling okay. So to my first time listeners, I want to welcome you in totality to the Sister Speak Show Network. The Sister Speak Show Network is rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. You're going to need two things when you're listening to my show: water, scuba gear, water, because that is your healing power. That's your gas. I don't understand how you cannot like water. And we think on this podcast, and your mind needs to be clear from all the toxins and fuckery so you can have a head start on dominating all of what has been dominating you in your mind. Okay? We want to flush all that fuckery and bullshit out. Right? Right. Anyways, scuba gear, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, because we dive deep, so deep. On the Sister Speak Show Network, we have conversations, thoughts, ideas, and just, topics that you have to have your mind open. I'm for the village, pro-village, for all shades of brown people. I'm for us picking up the litter in the village and putting in the garbage can. I'm for the solutions for the pollution. My brothers and sisters, for the most part, some of us are in peril. And, if some of us are in peril, then all of us are in peril. Our village needs to heal in totality. And one of the common battles that we're facing, okay, brothers and sisters, in our daily walk, those of us who are chosen, the light workers, you're set apart. There's something different about you than everybody in your circle, in your family, there's something different about you. You get downloads, you're prophetic, you have visions, you have dreams, you're just tapped in, tuned in, okay? You understand that spirituality is real. And in that, you have faced some serious shit going on in your life. And the stuff that you've encountered is, a lot, but you're still here. And we praise the Most High God and Yah for that. We praise God, the Most High God, for that, because the weapons that were formed were designed to take you out physically, mentally, spiritually. And some of you are saying, well, Sister Speak, I'm way down right now. I am weary. I'm wounded. I feel like I can't go on. These people got me fucked up. I'm just really at a point right now where I don't really know which way is up, which way is down. I'm just off. My equilibrium is just not right. And some of you feel like giving up. Some of you feel like you have nobody to talk to. Nobody gets it. And that could be further from the truth. There are so many people. We're scattered, but your brothers and sisters, your real tribe, not the surrogate people in your life. We're talking about your real tribe. We get it. We understand that the battle is real. We understand that the pressure is real. We understand that it just seems like it's just one thing after the other. And we can relate to betrayal, disrespect, loss. We can relate to so many elements of what comes out of trials and tribulations, the side effects, the symptoms, if you will. We get it. We know. Trust and believe. They've had us fucked up too. The enemy. Okay? So when you're looking at this episode and you're looking at the cover for it, you see that these people like literally represent whoever these people are in your life. Okay? And shout out to, who I get these images from. I really appreciate all of the beautiful photos that are available for creatives like me, content creators like me, who take the time to really give their audience great content. Thank you so much. When it comes to the people in your life, you can identify right now the characters in your life who have got you fucked up. It could have been something from back then, something going on right now. It could be your mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, cousin, co-worker, boss, someone at church, someone just in just regular natural passing. It could be it could be a girlfriend. I don't want to say a girlfriend, but it could be somebody that you're fellowshipping with. It could be your husband, your wife, your children. And then, of course, it's your foes. But the worst part about it is the disguise that some of our foes have had being those people that I just forementioned. You're in shock when it first happens. The betrayal, the fuckery, the trial, the tribulation. You're in shock because you never expected it to come from this person. You had an oath, like this, like verbal understanding, right? Like whatever the level of relationship was, you had an understanding like we don't fuck each other over. We don't do this to each other. And you would want to be in a tribe of people who not only don't do this within the tribe, but just don't do it to other people in general. They just have a great energy about themselves, a great nature about themselves. They are cognizant and conscious of their surroundings, their need to vibrate high at all times. Now, it's a work in progress to do so, especially if you've been weighed down so much by what has been going on. And if you don't have the skills or the tools needed to combat these enemies seen and unseen, these spirits, these attacks, the witchcraft, the spell work, the voodoo, the evil eye, you know, and put yourself in a position where if you have never had the curriculum that you need in order to withstand the wiles of the enemy, well, I mean, we can definitely relate to, yeah, it's hard, okay? It is semi-difficult, it's not impossible to fight in the initial stage of the attacks. However, your power, you being able to govern yourself accordingly, your boundaries are a treasure, and they are to be honored by you and others. And when those boundaries are crossed, that creates the fuckery. That creates the warfare. Some of these people you don't even know. There are people who don't like you and you've never met them before. And with the emergence of social media, the accessibility, more people have access to people. And there are some people who you don't even know. They just come across your page and they just don't like you. Or they meet you in public and they just don't like you. You haven't done anything to them, but for some reason, your spirit irritates their demons. And you've experienced this where you're like, damn, what the fuck is wrong with them? Why they acting like that, you know? And it's just like, it's the fuckery. It's the demons inside of them. We are in a world where we are cohabitating with unhealed people, traumatized people, evil people, wicked people, covert narcissists. Okay? And because we are around these people, shit. Yeah, stuff is going to come your way. It's inevitable. Okay? There is an amount of suffering which builds character development, which raises your awareness, which allows you to understand why you have to keep your head on a swivel spiritually, physically, mentally, financially. Like you have to keep your head on a swivel because the enemy comes in to steal, to destroy, to kill, to throw you off, to get you off of your post, to put you in peril, to have you fuck your whole life up, to sabotage yourself. And he will use people to do it because touching you is something that he's not able to do, because if he could touch you, he wants to kill you. He wants you out of here. Okay? That's his whole thing. He has, I mean, the level of hate that he has for those who've been chosen, those who are, you know, all shades of brown from the 12 tribes of Israel is real. Okay? It's so real. Don't you ever think that it's not. And that's why we've all embraced, whether we wanted to or not, the term haters. But before, you know, and that's just a synonym for footstools. Okay? And these haters in our life are a direct reflection of their master, who in totality hates anything good, anything righteous, upright, vibrating high, obedient to the Most High God and Yah. Someone who has actually converted. Oh my gosh. You used to be on the losing team? How dare you convert? How dare you renew your mind? How dare you seek redemption, restoration, rejuvenation? How dare you seek repentance? How dare you seek resuscitation, rehydration? How dare you seek these things? You used to be my biggest agent. You were the one who I could count on to go and fuck shit up, create havoc, mayhem, chaos, calamity. You were the one that I could count on to go and, you know, womanize. You were the one that I could count on to, you know, not care about yourself and disrespect your body. You were the one I could count on. What the fuck you mean you ain't trying to be on the losing team anymore? And so then the hunt, the bounty hunt, the head hunt for you, it begins, because how dare you leave the enemy's camp and seek your Damascus experience? How dare you how dare you decide in the belly of the whale that when you are belched up that you're going to run on to Nineveh. The enemy is mad that when you all came out of your darkness, when you came out of your dark night of the soul, when you decided that I'm not going to do this anymore, I'm not about to sit here and keep destroying myself and sabotaging myself. The moment you decided that enough was enough, and the enemy was pissed off, like super mad, because you decided to run on to Nineveh, because you decided to actually do what you were called to do. And what you are called to do is what he is in fear of, because it takes down his empire. It depletes his energy. It exposes him. You are a vital ingredient when you vibrate high in an upright position, when you decide to walk away from your old self, old things, old ways, old regimes, lifestyles, thoughts, traditions. When you decide to say, I don't want to do white Jesus anymore. I want to follow the Most High God, who is a black man. I want to follow black Jesus. I want to actually be who I've been called to be in the royal priesthood. I don't want to be a low vibrating ass street nigga. I don't want to be a bitch. I don't want to be a bad bitch, a Hellcat. I don't want to be a Tatiana. I don't want to be a Jezebel. I don't want to be a jackleg. I don't want to be a hireling. I don't want to be faking the funk, a false prophet. I want to be true. And when you decide that, which is the best decision, the enemy ain't happy with that shit, because you are around people who have not made that decision, have not elected to do that. They don't want to bring themselves out of darkness. And when you decide to bring yourself, when you decide to say, I want to be brought out of darkness, I want to go into this marvelous light, I want to release, okay? I want to reject these old things. It's going to be a warfare. It's going to be a spiritual attack. However, that doesn't mean that you have to be a punk, a sucker, not be bold. It doesn't mean you don't have to be in fear. It doesn't mean you have to be a coward. It means that you have to mount up and be a warrior. Period. You're not a sucker. You just are timid, because activating these powers is going to require you to shed, to purge, okay, to cleanse, to clear, and to make room for the new you. Make room for those spaces in your life that have been void and been filled up with junk, okay, to now be filled up with the fruits of the Spirit. You're going to need all of these high vibrating energies in order to fight the enemy. Good versus evil is a real battle. And when you decide to leave the plantation of fuckery, the enemy is pissed off. Period. He is not pleased. How dare you decide to get on this underground railroad and go to freedom, emancipation, liberation, joy, tranquility, harmony. How dare you? You were my best person when you were depressed, in grief, when you didn't want to be healed, when you didn't want to be loved, when you were so abrasive and so disrespectful and rude, and you had no manners and you just didn't give a fuck. That's when you were, that's when you were doing some of my worst work. And now you want to actually pick up the litter and put it in the trash can when I could count on you to throw your shit out the window? Come on, y'all. It's real. He sends people your way to attack you. And whatever you're struggling with, that does leave you vulnerable until you heal from it. You're going to keep attracting this fuckery energy because there's no shield. There's no peroxide on the wound. Some of y'all need stitches. Some of y'all got, your arms are dangling, your arms are broken, and it's just like, I'm good. Look, you cannot put a sports sock on it and think that it's just going to mend. You need a cast. There are protocols, processes, and panaceas, prescriptions, prognoses that need to take place. But if you're afraid to go to the doctor, then you're fucked off right there. A lot of people are afraid to go to the doctor. They don't want to have shit to do with the doctor. I'm good. Okay, but you just fell out of a 15-story building. Your leg is by your ear. I'm just saying, you're in a split that you never thought you could be in. Like, you need to go to the doctor. I'm good. But you just ran into a wall. No, I'm good. But you just fell down 15 flights of stairs. I'm cool. It's just like, you just got out of something traumatic. Let's heal from this. Let's talk about it. Let's put ourselves in a position to where you're not faking the funk. Because if you all look at the title of the flyer, of the cover, what does it say? Ain't no future, and they frontin'. And ain't no future in your frontin'. Period. You can play all day with us on the earthly realm, but people who have discernment, people who have the gift of being empathetic with wisdom, people who are healers, light workers, they can see right through that. And they know you're wounded. It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. You feel me? Rude boys, get into it. It's written all over your face, your countenance, your disposition. So it's not like you can hide. And when you're like that, you can push good people away from you, earthly angels away from you, because you don't want to talk about it. You just don't want to talk about it. You'd rather sit there and let it fester. And when it festers, it stinks. And that's the last thing you want. It's just like, because if you let it fester, shit stinks. There's not one person on this earth who has ever said shit smells great. And if you do, I'm quite sure you're on some kinky, weird fetish shit, and you really need a lot of cleansing and rebuking, and heavy on the cleansing. But if we can all agree, like I said, that shit stinks. So there's a process when it comes to shit. You flush it. You get rid of it. Defecation, you just get rid of shit. We all know that shit ain't supposed to linger, because when it lingers, it's pungent. It's foul. We all know this. And if it weren't so, incense, spray, plugins, all kind of candles, fans, windows, to get rid of the smell. Well, in the spirit, you've got to get rid of the shit smell. You can't let it linger. Nobody wants to come around a shitty person. You smell like shit. Don't go around trying to figure out why you ain't got no friends. I'm going to tell you why. If you smell like shit, that's why. And so we've got to do the clearing, the cleansing, right? Wipe well, do what we need in order to be clean, because cleanliness is next to godliness. Brothers and sisters, I thank you for being a wonderful listening audience. We're about to get into it. Guess what? Before I take these commercial breaks, I have some clips for this vent session. Normally on the vent session, it's just a lot of, me encouraging you, the motivational speaking and things like that. But I got some clips tonight, because we need to listen. We need to learn. We need to apply. And I don't know it all. Okay? So that's another reason why I add this type of curriculum. I don't know it all. And all of the clips that I have are for fair use under the Fair Use Act of 1976 to raise awareness, education for my brothers and sisters in the village about letting the past go, leaving the past behind, letting it go, leaving it, meaning not picking it up, not touching it, not trying to see if it's changed, accepting that it has to be behind you. The grand finale, the final curtain call on the past, and not being afraid of what is ahead, trusting and believing that what is ahead is far greater than what you have ever experienced. And because you accepted that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord, because you allowed the Romans 8:28 season to have its perfect way in your life, you are equipped to handle the enlargement of your territory. New love, better finances, financial wisdom, permanent overflow, abundance, more fruits of the Spirit, your soul tribe, your real tribe, a higher vibration, surprises that the Most High God wants to give you, but you can't have if you're going to still stay in the past. You just can't have them. It's just it. It's just what it's just what it is. But he wants to give it to you. Okay? So we will be right back after these commercial breaks, and then we're going to get into these clips. You are a wonderful listening audience who is divinely protected. Okay? We return to center all negative energy. Okay. Be right back. I'm your host, Sister Speak. It is 9:14 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'm here with you, and I thank you. I thank you for allowing me to podcast and chill with you all. And thank you for podcasting and chilling with me and allowing me to be the flavor in your ear. Don't go anywhere.
Said something funny to someone and they responded with, you know what, I really needed that laugh. Well, that's what the Laugh Line is all about on the Sister Speak Show, and the latest episode is available on demand now, rated R for strong language and content. On this episode, we're covering Respect the Comedian. Was the late Paul Mooney the black sheep of comedy? And Naturally Funny, Rapper Plies. On the Laugh Line, we cover all aspects of comedy, classic and contemporary comedy audio clips, special guest comedians, comedy show reviews. You will not be disappointed, and you will definitely get the healing that your soul needs. On the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Click the link for the latest episode and get ready to have a good time, because it's time to podcast and chill.
The latest episode of The Laugh Line on the Sister Speak Show is available on demand now. On this episode, can you take the heat? The origin of the comedy roast. Do some jokes go too far? Plus, Naturally Funny, Desi Banks, and on tour again, must-see comedians. On The Laugh Line, we are covering all aspects of comedy for all shades of brown people. You will not be disappointed. This episode is rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. It's time to what? Podcast and chill with the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Click the link in the bio for this episode. It's time to get lit, laugh, learn, and live.
When it comes to being a rap lyricist, what sets you apart is your ability to be able to freestyle on demand. If you can't freestyle, you can't rap. The latest episode of the tour on the Sister Speak Show is available on demand now. In this episode, beatdowns versus bars, when freestyle battles turn violent. Rated R for strong content and language. On the tour, we cover all aspects of the music industry, focusing on musicians, managers, songwriters, producers, music groups, DJs, with exclusive music as well as concert reviews and IG Live concerts and interviews. On the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Go ahead and click the link for the latest episode.
The Praying Pastor. demonic activity, murder, and ministry on the Suspense Files on the Sister Speak show. It's available on demand now. Rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. Welcome back. You are listening to the Sister Speak show. Tonight you are listening to, well, whenever you listen to this, you are listening to the Vent Session. I'm your host, Sister Speak. It's a pleasure for me to be able to converse with you all this evening. On the last episode of the Sister Speak show, there was some bumping on my microphone. I apologize, y'all. Moving forward, I'm feeling real good. I just keep saying that. But anyways, brothers and sisters, check this out. I'm so passionate about this because I am surviving from a majority of what I'm speaking about. I'm not going to get on this microphone and talk to you all about something that I have not gone through, or, something that, I don't have any type of wisdom in. And if I don't have the wisdom in it, I'm going to seek it so I can bring it to you all, because this is a teaching podcast as well. It's a good buffet of listening. That's why we're the flavor in your ear. But when I tell you that I have experienced the gang stalking, the sabotagers, the demonic day ones, it's not really funny, but you know what I'm saying. The toxic exes and the old me. I've experienced these energies, these people that possess these energies, and I know the enemy does not like me. And I don't give a damn. I don't care. Being on the winning team, being in the light is where it's at. There's so much peace over here, joy over here, and just, even though it is it's always a constant work in progress, and you are, purging is real, and this getting rid of the old you and just clearing out this trauma and everything. It's a work, but it's a beautiful work, because I'd rather be working this out in the light than in darkness. Real shit. So I know about people coming and crossing the boundaries, trying to dominate you, trying to be in your business, trying to control your life, jealous of your inheritance, jealous of your looks, jealous of this, the entire gamut of the fuckery. And I also, like I said, the old me. I'm aware of, the things, the decisions I've made, taking accountability. It's not just always them. So that's why it was important that the old you be on here, because we're not going to say it's not a podcast. This is not an episode where you're going to be like, it's all them. Oh my gosh, it's just, you don't understand. Every day of my life, it's just, people just hate me so much. Listen, nah. We got to balance these energies out and be able to say, okay, over here, this is that. Over here, this is this. And here I am and here I am not. Being able to have the blame be balanced. Right? But I know what it is that people just really fuck with you, disrespect you, betray you, all of that I mentioned in the beginning. I know what that is. I know what it is to feel like you have 10 swords in your back, to be in the 8 of swords, to constantly be in your head, to wonder what's next, to wonder why, to have to, move quickly, to block, to go no contact, to, file a restraining order, to seek justice. Because you have a right to live. You have a right to enjoy your predestination and your journey. They do not have a right to fuck with your predestination and try to pluck you out of the Most High God's hands. Some of these niggas, some of these bitches have the audacity to try to really pry your blessings out of God's hands. The Most High God's hands. They really try. They feel like it is their mission to come into your energy field and sabotage your life. You're coming and you're going. Some of them know that you are destined for an abundance, and they want to do everything they can do to stop it, to block it, to hinder you from getting to it. They're jealous, envious, greedy, wicked, and some of them are close to you. And the biggest decisions you're going to ever have to make in your life have a lot to do with letting go. And it's almost like they have this crazy glue spirit, this bondage, where it's just like, no matter what I try to do, I can't get rid of them. Yeah, you're going to have to do some spiritual work to get rid of these demons. Nothing carnal will remove these niggas. You have got to go into the spiritual realm, equip yourself, and prepare yourself for being a warrior against these niggas, these bitches, straight up. Against these family members. And it is a privilege to be called family. It is a privilege to be called friend, to be called lover, spouse, wife, husband. It's a privilege. Oh, it's a privilege to have these pronouns occupy people. And some of us have attached ourselves to people who we should not be attached to. For whatever reasons, you're attached to them, and it's a bad look. It's not a good look. Swag is off. Nothing player about it. Nothing cool about it. It's not a good look. And it is a stench in the relationship. And you know that some of these people, you've caught a whiff of their stench when you went into public with them. Oh, yeah. Y'all got stories galore about how somebody in the group, somebody in the crew, somebody in the bunch ain't been raised right. Somebody has no type of restraint, self-control about their mouth or their just whole energy just fucks off the room. It's always some chaos or some bullshit. Some of y'all have had to cut these people out of your group. Some of y'all like, look, if we going out tonight, we can't tell such and such because, baby, not tonight. I just don't feel like it. You know, you just know that their energy is not where you're trying to be. And, you know, you mix some vices with these energies and it just amplifies, magnifies the demonic activity, the spirits in these people, which makes them be sabotagers, which makes them become demonic day ones. Some of y'all got real stories about how these are your day ones and they turned out to be demons. They did some shit to you where it's just like, I can't do it. Some of y'all have been battling cutting these people off because you're holding on to the day one aspect of it. You've been listening to, well, I don't want to say listening to, but sometimes music has an influence over your judgment. And some of y'all feel like, you know, you need to be true to this connection, but they're not true to you. You'd be surprised how some of your day ones have been jealous of you since day one. Since day one. Good at hiding it. Good at playing like, you know, it's all about you. It's all about me. It's all about we. I got your back, blah, 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 blah. But that ain't how they really vibe. And God knows it. The Most High God knows it. And that's why shit ain't ever been balanced. That's why it's always been some shit. Because the Most High God is showing you like this. You really need to cut the ties with this one. You need to really shake the spot on this one. Because this person right here is in lava and they want you to be in lava and they don't really fuck with you like that. Have you ever gotten those clues, those hints, those vibes, seen the crumbs? and be like, yeah, they don't really fuck with you like that. Caught wind that somebody was talking about you, and you have to be careful how you catch wind that somebody's talking about you, because sometimes the person that brings the bone is really messy as fuck too, and you need to know what the fuck they were saying in the midst of the convo. Sometimes it'd be a combo deal when you have to cut people loose, like four for four. Seriously though, you feel me? It's real. So it is about tonight getting yourself in position to have the grand finale and knowing how to strategically escape from some situations, because some are easier to cut loose than others. And that's where we get into the whole toxic ex situations. Some situations are harder to get out of, but nothing is impossible with the Most High God, which is why it is important that you know where I stand. You cannot do anything without the Most High God and Yah. You're going to need that superpower. You're going to need that supernatural strength, wisdom, and all of that supernatural love, orchestration to fight against these toxic exes. And you're going to need that because why are you attracting the toxics? The toxicity, the toxins. Are there toxins inside of you? It's about being real. Because we all have been in toxic relationships. We have had toxic friendships, toxic family relationships, toxic co-workers. We know about a toxic environment. And we praise God that we're finally learning, right? Better late than never. I mean, for real, for real. Hey, you might have been 30 years into some fuckery, but year 31, emancipation, being brought out the pit, and you are on your way to the latter where it don't stink. Real shit. Because some of you are missing out on your true love. Whether it's a woman or a man. Opposite sex, of course. You are missing out. You're missing out because you're not doing the work. Okay? And if we can do this grand finale, if we can literally do the final curtain call, oh my gosh. Oh, the anointing, the restoration, just the relaxation, and just being able to see life like you've never seen life before. You're going to see colors like you've never seen color. You're going to appreciate nature because when you vibrate high, you see things from a different perspective. But when you're crawling low, you can't see these things that I'm speaking about. Ooh, brothers and sisters, I'm so excited about tonight. We're about to get into these enemies. I'm going to go in, hit that gas, give y'all more of what you need to encourage you to be a warrior, to mount up, and to go at it head first when it comes to leaving the past behind. Leaving the past behind. By the way, has anybody found my my glass? Well, not my glass. I don't want to say glass, but like, have y'all found my ruby crown? Like my ruby slippers, microphone? Like, just saying. Like, I was speaking to my family member. We were talking about like, just the energy that we put out. And he was like, men are going to be intimidated by you, Sister Speak. Well, you can call me Sister Speak. Yeah. Men are going to be intimidated by you. You're a boss. You just a boss. And, just not just anybody can really step into your energy field. And I get it, right? And I'm not going to change, this boss mode. And I'm not going to change the work that I've done to get here because the energy of the man who I am predestined to be with, he's healing too. He's right. And so we'll meet when we're supposed to meet, and he will be activated. And that's the thing that you want in all of your relationships, whether they be platonic or, intimate. You want everything to be balanced. You want everything to be healed. You just want everything to be right. So, it's coming, and I want y'all to be patient because that environment and the people that we want in that environment, it's coming. But I know that, my the man for me is a man. Let's just get this in the way. He's a man. And I don't want him as a liability. He doesn't want me as a liability. He wants me as an asset and vice versa. And you want that in every relationship. No liabilities, assets. And we got some liabilities that we need to leave behind. Behind. Okay? I don't care how good the dick is. I don't care how wet the pussy is. I don't care how much money. I don't care about the status. I don't care about whatever the look is, whatever. If it is bad energy, if it is negative, demonic, if it leads to gang stalking, sabotaging, if it leads to toxicity, and if it all comes down to you being one of the major factors in why, we're going to figure it out. Brothers and sisters, this is going to be a long episode, okay? But it's going to be a good one. Juicy, good, powerful, bold. Yes, I said rubies. It's rubies mixed with diamonds and peridot, okay? But the right one's going to find it. I'm a size 6, by the way. My ring size is a 4. I don't just, you need to know these things. All right, brothers and sisters, I'll be right back. After this clip, these clips were for your use and for educational purposes only. You all are a wonderful listening audience. I appreciate you.
Gang stalking refers to harassment and intimidation tactics used by a group of individuals against another person or toward a smaller group of people. People may initiate this type of civil offense because they are intolerant of another person for numerous reasons, which might include differing beliefs or lifestyles, jealousy, or racial prejudice. Stalkers generally design the covert methods used for psychological harassment to exact revenge, coerce silence, or cast out persons having opposing views. While gang stalking is considered a misdemeanor in some states, the offense carries felony penalties in others. The number of people involved in the gang varies. Individuals might receive gang intimidation from a handful of people in a work environment, or they may be targeted by an entire community. Victims relaying claims of gang stalking perceive the attackers as well-organized groups of people, who not only communicate with one another in a certain location but also pursue the target in other areas by means of extensive contacts. Leaders generally enlist the aid of other individuals in the gang by various methods, which typically include providing false information about the victim, manipulating potential members, or employing those with similar criminal backgrounds. Victims may be from any gender or socioeconomic background. These persons may outperform other coworkers, or have a set of standards that separates them from other people in an environment. Gang stalking frequently uses practices meant to destroy the victim's qualities. These acts might include blaming the target for a gang member's mistakes or taking credit for what the victim accomplished. In an effort to discredit a person or to add to the weaponry for the attack, gang stalkers may perpetuate the notion that the target is mentally impaired or dangerous in some manner, forcing the person to undergo evaluation. The list of physical tactics used against victims generally includes stalking behavior and unwanted attention. The majority of persons under attack report that stalkers frequently mirror the victim's behavior. Gang stalking might include mirroring physical gestures or verbal comments. Many victims relay that gang members often enter or leave properties in other locations at the same time as the target. Victims also frequently report that stalkers often repeat private conversations occurring in a home environment or over the phone. Gang stalking targets might also experience hang-up calls or calls from wrong phone numbers throughout the day. Attackers may enter homes illegally or employ the assistance of the target's friends or family. In an attempt to confuse the victim or to cause them to doubt their own logic and reasoning, stalkers might rearrange or steal personal items in the workplace or home. The criminal offenses of stalkers may become more aggressive or violent against the target, family members, or pets. What is gang stalking?
Technology advances showed as a new kind of cyber stalking. In fact, a staggering 97% of agencies that help victims say they work with those who have been stalked, abused, or harassed through the use of technology.
3 News investigator Rachel Polanski shows how easily abusers silently stalk their victims using digital tools.
Everything that was electronic started becoming sinister.
She had the feeling she was being watched.
And I would see weird glitches, weird stuff happen on my phone and computers, but I would always just kind of chalk it up to, a little glitch.
Rebecca Nelson had just gotten out of an abusive relationship when photos on her cell phone started disappearing.
I started questioning everything.
And at times she thought her phone was recording her.
I'd wake up in the middle of the night and my phone is next to me on the bed, where I left it, but it's on, it's glowing, and the camera is recording.
She started wondering, was she really alone? When she met her ex-boyfriend online, she thought she had found her soulmate. But after 2 years, the relationship turned violent.
It got to be the point where he would just he'd come at me. I'd either knock my head into the tile after or knock it against the wall.
Rebecca moved in with her mom, but she didn't truly escape. The mother and daughter were being watched with their own home security cameras.
Creepy. I can't even describe it.
But Sandra Miller with the Cleveland Rape Crisis Center can describe it.
Technology is part of abuse, sexual violence, domestic violence. It's just one more way that people use power and control over someone else.
The technology isn't new. The same apps that parents use to keep an eye on their children is also being used by abusive partners.
We have had survivors tell us that their perpetrator was tracking their location using their phones or installing software and apps on their phones without them knowing.
A recent survey found that 52% of abuse victims reported being stalked through apps. Another 41% reported being stalked through GPS tracking.
Even if you are being stalked, it becomes so hard to prove.
Paul Beckler is a private investigator and a Cleveland cop. He says abusive partners can install spyware on phones, but that's not what he typically sees.
When someone is being stalked in that way electronically, it's usually through iCloud or through Gmail or Google, and the person just doesn't have the proper defenses set up.
His best advice if you think someone has access to your account?
The number one thing that you should do is do a hard reset on your phone. The number two thing that you should do is set up two-factor authentication, whether it's through iCloud or Gmail.
And this might seem basic, but change all of your passwords and make them unique.
I was in such a terrorized state.
As for Rebecca, her ex died in 2018 by an accidental overdose. But the stalking experience left a mark.
Every time I go to a computer, every time I pick up my phone, those feelings are still there.
And if you're in an abusive relationship or you think you're being secretly stalked, there are tons of resources out there. We have them listed for you on our website. That's WKYC.com. Rachel Polanski, 3 News.
Welcome back to Squawk Box. Time now for the Executive Edge and a very unusual story from the corporate world. You got to hear this. 6 former eBay security officers have been charged by the FBI with cyber stalking. The court documents allege that they used a convoluted strategy to intimidate a couple who run an online newsletter that had been critical of eBay. It began with them sending some pretty disturbing stuff, including a Halloween mask of a dead pig's head, a book of advice on surviving the loss of a spouse, and a Hustler magazine to their neighbor's house with the couple's name on it. So you can see what they're trying to do there. They even sent a box of live cockroaches. Then the employees notified the couple of the harassment and offered to help them, a move the prosecutors called a white knight strategy. I guess that's what you do call it in the business context. eBay said that it was notified of these actions by law enforcement in August and fired the employees while launching its own internal investigation. eBay says they found no evidence that then CEO Devin Wenig, who we know right here on Squawk, knew in advance about the cyber stalking. They say he was not involved, but it also says that his communications were inappropriate and there were a number of considerations leading to his departure last year. So a little unclear if there's some relationship to this or not. But it's a wild one, guys. It's a wild story.
I mean, did you read the rest of it? They did other things. They posted this couple's phone number and said that they were swingers and would be up for trading spouses at any point. You could call their number. Here's their address. They called a pizza place, a 24-hour pizza place, and had it deliver pizza at 4:30 a.m. to be paid on delivery. It was insane type of stuff. I cannot believe that an actual company had that many people that were involved in it. This is my jaw dropped reading the allegations with this. They also sent live spiders to their house.
I was trying to figure out live cockroaches or dead cockroaches, which is worse. The live is worse because I saw one.
The live, because
they do move.
Everywhere.
They move fast and they come right at you, and they're big. And when I did the beginning of the show, it said a bloody pig mask. It's not really a bloody pig mask. It's like a Halloween mask. I mean, it's not really blood.
They did try and send it a pig fetus, I think, too.
They did? A pig fetus? Okay, that might have been bloody.
There was a pig fetus, and then they stopped it from actually being sent, and then told them, hey, we looked into this, and we stopped this. We're helping you with this. They were just trying to get them to say nice things about eBay.
I didn't want to stop this, but I had to point out, I just wanted to see if you all noticed how nonchalant this third commentator is, this guy who is kind of like giving us all one, it was, that type of voice, that type of tone. Let's not take this lightly, because gang stalking and this level of harassment is disrespectful and it's criminal. There's nothing to make light of it in any way, shape, or form. Do not let his commentation or his commentary dim the exposure of the heinous acts, the malicious intent, and the intent to cause emotional distress by these eBay workers.
Changed their mind on the whole thing, but the stuff they came up with, like, who thinks of these things?
Stalkers have a new tool for tracking and monitoring their victims. They're using mobile apps and digital surveillance software, better known as spyware. It can remotely access text messages, emails, and calls. Stalkers can also track their target's location and even turn on a device's camera and microphone. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman is with us. Ricky, good morning.
Good morning, Nora.
You think about the positive aspects of these devices. You can use the GPS to track where your kids are. You could also track a cheating spouse. But how are these apps now being used in terms of victims of domestic violence?
Well, what we've really seen is a morphing here. What we really thought of was the nanny cam or elder care or employers looking for employees who might be engaged in theft. And now this whole morphing has come down to two different aspects. One is what we think of as the GPS function. That is, where is your so-called cheating spouse going to be? Are they where they say they're going to be? But much more significant now is the real danger for victims of domestic violence, because it's not only finding out where they are, it's actually hacking into, through this spyware, to read emails, texts, hear voicemails, actually get into a phone call and eavesdrop. And one of the creepiest parts of it from where I sit is the ability to turn on this microphone and within 15 feet hear what is actually happening. It's treacherous.
It is.
How do the abusers install this software without any detection?
What happens here, Jeff, is this. First of all, we should say it is illegal to manufacture, it is illegal to advertise, it is illegal to sell this type of spyware in the United States of America. Obviously, that's the creation of it. It's also obviously illegal to use because you're there for a stalker or an eavesdropper or you're wiretapping. So how does it get in there?
Right.
So how it gets in is if the stalker or aggressor, the person who wants to do a bad thing, can get a hold of that phone or computer for a very, very short time, this software can be installed. And they do it in very devious ways. Sometimes They can use their child. Sometimes they can go as far as using a repairman. The guy comes from the cable company or the electronics, the Con Ed guy, and therefore it gets installed. But one of the other things is, of course, people have become expert even at hacking into the computer. So all of these things become fraught with peril. Very interesting. I just wanted to give you this. If you look up the domestic violence hotline in the United States, it says on the top of the first page, that gives you a safety alert to tell primarily women that your computer could be monitored and it is impossible to completely clear. So the person who is being stalked, the person who may become a victim, has no idea it's on there.
Yeah, I was stunned to see that NPR found that 85% of domestic violence shelters they surveyed said victims whose abusers were tracking them.
Yes.
That's how widespread this is now.
It's really frightening, and we only have one prosecution that's big that we know of. There was a man named Hamid Akbar. He pled guilty in November, $500,000 fine, 10 days in jail, and at least therefore the government is starting.
Right, and it is illegal, as you said. Ricky Kleeman, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's the thing nightmares are made of.
You know, it's so creepy that I decided to have a bolt put on the door, and I'm having my son sleep in here with me.
Creepy only begins to describe it.
It's like an alternate reality, really.
When she'd get home from work, Fasika Tafara started noticing things out of place in her home.
You know, they were just all open, but what was weird is, so for example, they were open like this, but they were all at the same level.
First, the windows, then lights turned on. Her cabinets pulled out.
It's intended to let me know that somebody has been here, essentially, right? So all of the drawers have been pulled out. And
something strange every single day for almost the past month. She finally realized someone has been coming inside.
Are people following me? And then I started to wonder also, well, how do they know when I'm here and when I'm not here?
Then Tafara found this small camera in her 11-year-old son's bedroom. So she took to the internet and started digging. What she found? Something called community or gang stalking. It's an eerie practice aimed at your psyche to make you almost feel like you're going crazy.
It's spooky, and my understanding is that if this is in fact what it is, it can go on for years, you know.
Only you're not. Tafara left her phone recording audio at her house. Listen, you can hear what sounds like people rummaging around. On one, you can hear what sounds like drilling.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When I first heard this clip, I got spooked. I was like, shit. Y'all hear those footsteps, but I got more to say about this. Throw the whole house away. Throw the whole apartment away, whatever it is. If this, throw it all away. I'm serious. I will throw my apartment away and go to Walmart and buy me another one. I will. Hi, how may I help you? Yes. What aisle are your apartments on? I'm just looking for do you guys have any 2-bedrooms in stock? Yeah, I'm just one that is no, not only does it have an anti-theft, but anti-paranormal activity. Right. Yeah, just what aisle? 3? So I can get it. Okay, you got the 2 bedrooms in stock? The 2-bedroom, 2-bath in stock? No, you just have the 2-bedroom, 2-bath. You only have the 2-bedroom, 1-bath in stock? Okay. That's fine. Can somebody help me carry the apartment to the car, though? Okay, cool.
So this hole here has been cut into the attic space.
Tafara says detectives have been to the house.
Kind of like, you know, if it happens again, call us, but there's not much we can do.
Something that makes this even more terrifying.
Okay, check this out. Let's see the 2 things happening here. Just being real. If this woman is being gang stalked, if somebody is coming into her home and doing all of this type of stuff, I would think that, okay, it's cool to have a recording, voice recording, but why are you not videotaping this, like video recording this? If that's the only way you're going to be able to prove to the police that this community stalking, this gang stalking, somebody's coming into your home for the past month. I know you found a camera in your son's room, but we're talking about the video, the voice recording is not going to suffice for your case, for catching anybody. Even Scooby-Doo and them know that. And I ain't trying to make light of the situation because I don't think the shit is funny because, I wouldn't want to come home to find anything like that. And I know you wouldn't either. I'm just saying, like, wouldn't you set up some type of video recording so you could actually see KNS? Who the fuck? What the fuck? Like, we can put an end to this. Yeah, the detectives are saying there's nothing we could do about it because they can only hear it. They can't see it. And like I said, at this point, I'm throwing the whole apartment away. This shit right here, I don't know what I'm going to come home to next. Nothing, because you moved. I'm just saying, though, that shit is, something is off with that. Off. Maybe she's afraid to see who it is. That might be it, too. She might not want to see who it is. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, like I said, your home is your sanctuary. You should feel safe. You should feel protected. And you should not have to walk into vandalism or robbery, paranormal activity. None of that. None of that.
Dead in his California home nearly 5 years ago. Investigators wondered if the murder was linked to his job, but the man's killer had a deeper personal connection. On this week's 48 Hours, correspondent Erin Moriarty investigates a toxic relationship that escalated to violence.
On February 6, 2015, in mid-afternoon, time stood still in Tulare County.
That was the day, says District Attorney Tim Ward, that police officer Daniel Green was ambushed by a killer who shot him 4 times in quick succession.
This was not anything other than a cold-blooded, calculated execution.
Daniel was 31 years old and an 11-year veteran of the Exeter Police Department in Central California. Almost immediately, sheriff's deputies were aware of a possible suspect, Green's ex-wife, Erica Sandoval, who had in the past seemed capable of violence. Matt Green is Daniel Green's identical twin brother.
She had cut up the couch, and she had cut up the bed springs, and stabbed holes in the wall, taken a bottle of pancake syrup and just spread it all over the carpet. Just a ridiculous amount of vandalism.
Daniel and Erica had what everyone called a toxic relationship. D.A. Ward says Erica, who was eventually arrested and charged with her ex-husband's murder, killed Daniel 1 week after he posted this Instagram photo featuring his new 20-year-old girlfriend, Brenda Vella.
Is it possible that Daniel Green would still be alive if he had never posted that picture on social media?
That's an impossible question, but you wonder. It's such a tragedy that we'll never know.
Brothers and sisters, I have to just because sometimes, like, if I let all the clips play, then I may not. There's some thoughts I just have to express. Listen to this clip. Apply the appropriate characters to this clip. Insert yourself and your toxic ex, your ex, whatever you've got going on. I want you to listen to this because we all know what it is to be in a violent, not we all. Forgive me. Some of us can relate to domestic violence. Boundaries being crossed in a relationship. Wanting to break free because it's no good. It's too much chaos. And with social media advancing, it is easier to get underneath someone's skin. It is easy to make something look like it is. And a photo can get you all up in a tizzy when you're already emotionally drunk. Some people know what they're doing when they post. They know it will get underneath your skin. It has the potential to get underneath your skin. That it will irritate you, make you jealous, mad, angry, revengeful, vindictive, and will make you act out. So they can say, see, look how crazy they are. It is a portal that some people use to intentionally hurt an ex, soon to be ex. Friendships. But we're going to speak on this specific thing right here. You, if this is you, the some that I'm speaking about have been in a toxic or in one currently, listen. And if you're out of it, you better thank the Most High God that you're out of it.
But it does point to motive. And in the 3 days leading up to the murder, Erica bombarded Daniel with 167 phone calls.
167 phone calls. Can you relate? Have you ever called back to back to back to back to back? I have before, when I was in my 20s. Late teens, 20s, not knowing any better. I wouldn't dare do that now. Fuck it, if you don't answer, I don't give. Fuck it, we ain't never have to talk again. I don't care. But let me stick to topic. 167 phone calls, y'all. That's obsession. That is manic. That is past the brink of sanity. That is, I won't take your rejection as the answer. You're going to talk to me. Who is this bitch? Who is this nigga? If I can't have you, nobody can. How dare you fucking move on? Why won't you talk to me? Why did you block me? Now I'm showing up at your house. Now I'm showing up at your job, your mama's house, your daddy's house, whoever's house. Now I'm showing up. And I'm with the shit. Because I'm toxic.
Trial, Erica admits she killed her ex-husband, but she says it was to protect their young son.
Of course I regret it. I regret it every day.
All right, Aaron joining us now. So this is a case where the victim is a police officer.
And he's also a domestic violence
Have you
victim.
ever, he's a victim in a domestic violence
actually,
situation.
it's more common than what we realize.
Really?
Now, I should point out, this couple had a very toxic relationship. Yeah. The two of them tortured each other. Mm. But it does put a spotlight on something that we don't talk about that's far more common than what we realize, and that is when the male is a victim. And part of the reason is, especially when he's a cop like Daniel Green, they don't want to admit it. His friends all regret that they didn't take what he said seriously, because he kept saying, if I am found dead, look at her.
Oh my gosh.
But also the forms of abuse are very different. So, he's not like a quote-unquote battered victim, but she would cut up his mattresses, his furniture. She'd put oil on his clothing. She, and I'm quoting her, snipped a few wires on his motorcycle before he got on and rode it and then ran through a red light. And so that's something that we don't. Yeah. And then what else? I mean, this case has been fascinating.
And I imagine there's a lot of psychological abuse happening too.
Well, yeah, and I have to say then he reacts, and so it escalates. Yeah. But what I also found, so we've been following this case for a while through the trial then, is that it's more difficult to prosecute this young woman. She's 33 now. She's very attractive, no criminal history. So the jury and everybody else thinks, well, if she killed him, there had to be a reason. We might not think that if a male was the abuser. Mm-hmm. So it's a very, very a different case for that reason.
Yeah. So she took the stand in her own defense, which is, that doesn't happen very frequently when we're talking about murder trial.
I think I've seen it maybe twice, and you know how long I've been doing this. But in this case, she had to, because number one, she admitted she pulled the trigger. Two, and I hate to give this detail, and don't be mad at me for giving it, but it's hard for her to say self-defense, and she actually shot him while he was at a place most vulnerable. He was on the toilet.
Oh,
Sorry
my
to say.
gosh.
Yes. So she really has to tell her story. I know.
Right.
She has to say what was going through her mind, and only she can do it. So she did. And for 4 days, she took the stand.
Wow.
Which really gives you an idea of the strength that this woman has. It really gives you, she's a very interesting human being.
Yeah, I bet. She's facing the death penalty?
She is facing the death penalty, and that's very unusual, too, especially in California, which right now there's a moratorium on the death penalty. But in this case, I think the prosecution of Tulare County felt that, number one, it was a killer of a cop, and they're arguing that she was lying in wait. She actually broke into her ex-husband's house and was hiding in the closet and waited for him to go in the bathroom before she shot him. So it's a very unusual case,
yeah,
isn't it?
it sounds like it. Thank you very much, Erin.
Thanks.
Sisters, number one, there is no need to ever call a man back to back, to back to back, to back to back. That's no self-control. I don't care what the situation is. Nothing justifies you calling somebody that many times. You have to learn how to let it go and let him go. Let her go, brother. You have to know that, you're not making it any better by being a pest, by trying to force your way in, forcing somebody to talk to you. I think it is frightening to have to be in a position where your ex won't leave you the fuck alone. That they have displayed that they are batshit crazy. And we always are listening to women speak about their plight, their problems when it comes to a psycho ex, but we cannot forget about the brothers who deal with toxic exes, toxic women, who have had to, who are trying to stay masculine, trying to just hopefully that this will blow over and she'll get it and somebody else will come away and she'll leave you alone, and not utilizing the laws that are in place to protect you and to help you. We've got to banish this shaming of men when it comes to men seeking help. That is a fucked up energy from the enemy that people possess in places where you're supposed to protect and serve and provide solutions for somebody's pollution. And men are often deterred and discouraged from seeking professional help, judicial help, because of the stigma attached to being a man and what men do and don't do. As if these services are only are gender specific. But when you are in a relationship and it's over and you are divorced and you have an ex that is not accepting the breakup and they are willing to kill you and have shown you signs, that is nothing to brush off, to take lightly. And some people are attracted to a crazy motherfucker. They're attracted to the crazy shit. Oh, I like that crazy shit. Look, there comes a time in your life where you have to stop living in the gutter. That's a gutter mentality. I need some spice. If you need some spice, go get a jalapeno, some pico de gallo. Because if you're looking for a batshit ass crazy woman, Oh, I know, like I said before in one of my episodes, I know she's batshit crazy, but she got some good pussy. You niggas can't get rid of them because you're still fucking her. She's your ex, she's toxic, but you're still laying with her. Which only resets the escape, which only resets the fuckery. It only intensifies it, magnifies it. Oh, I know he crazy. I know, he hella toxic, but he got some good ass dick. Some people don't want to see you with anybody else. They can't take it. And some of you had no idea that your relationships would turn out to be dangerous. You'd have to move, change your number, location, get a restraining order, slap the shit out of somebody. I'm not condoning violence, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm not condoning domestic violence. I do condone self-defense. If you slap me, I'ma slap you. I don't condone where you sit around and let somebody just beat on you. That shit ain't hot. Some of you are in that shit right now. Some of you are the aggressor and you're the woman. Some of you are the aggressor and you are the woman. I'm going to repeat that. Some of you are the aggressor and you are the woman. And you have made this man's life hell because you will not let him go. You won't. You won't let him breathe, be successful. You are the stench that I was speaking about in the beginning. Shitty. You have tried to beat up every woman that he brings around. You stalked the new woman. You've gotten her phone number. You know where she works. You found her Instagram, her Facebook, her Twitter. You know where she gets her hair done. You are demonically possessed. You camp outside. You try to fight him. You try to fuck him. You try to suck his dick. You try to do anything you can to be around this man, and he does not want you. He does not want you. Okay, maybe you won't accept that. It is not written for you two to be together. This is not in your predestination. He is not the one. You're not the one. You have so much work to do, and it's evident because of your behavior. Some of you have even been arrested because you will not let your ex go. Some of you have even gotten your ass kicked by family members or whatever, because you just do too much. Some of you have pulled out weapons, stabbed, spit, scratched, done everything you can to make somebody be in your life, and it was never written for it to be, to flourish, to grow. You love him. You know nothing about love because your behaviors show that you don't love yourself, because you wouldn't do that in a high vibrating healed energy. So love, what's love got to do with it? This ain't got shit to do with love. You're unbalanced. You're traumatized. You're a Hellcat. You are a wrecking ball. You are a landfill until you heal. And when you go around trying to force your way in, you are going to always meet adversity, peril, and consequences. He's not going to want you. You're making him not want you even more. This goes back to celibacy. Now, yes, this clip was related to marriage, but I'm speaking about just what we do every day in our lives, in our fellowships, in our endeavors. This goes back to celibacy. Some of y'all are literally dickmatized. That dick was so good to you. He made you feel and did all, but Scott, you discombobulated. If the dick makes you that crazy, you need to leave the dick alone. No dick should ever make you that crazy. Celibacy is your friend. A lot of people don't want to be celibate, though. They just want to end up in toxic relationships. You can text him all you want. You can call his partners. You can go around talking to everybody about the relationship. It was not meant to be. And that's another thing. Women, sisters, you need to shut the fuck up when it comes to always talking about your problems to everybody. Everybody knows y'all business. Everybody. You have triangulated so many people because you will not accept God's no. This does not excuse the brother, but because I'm a sister, I can give more wisdom about being a sister and relate to it. So I'm going to speak to the sisters because I know there are some sisters right now where this could be you. Breaking and entering and ultimately murdering someone who you're not meant to be with anymore or at all. And it hurts to see the other woman. It hurts. It hurts to know that they're with somebody else in the beginning. Or not. It just depends on where you are. But for the ones who are not yet there, it hurts to see that. I get it. To have it flaunted in front of your face, intentionally or not, it's there. It happened. It's real. You see it. And they're smiling, and it just brings back everything when you two were cool before all the fuckery. And you want it back. What can you do? What can you do to get it back? You say, I want to be in that picture. I want to be in that position. I want to be her. What does she have that I don't have? What is it about me? And because it is eating at you, you start to think of things that are demonic, wicked, toxic, deadly. You begin to sabotage yourself. The old you is on a warpath. Because you can't contain it, put a lid on it, control it, restrain it, restrict it. You're not able to reevaluate the situation and just to simply say, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. You don't have to have the mug shot. You don't have to pull out the knife, the gun, break and enter, and ultimately murder. You don't have to stalk, obsess. You have to heal, though. I know I'm speaking to somebody because I know there is a sister out that's listening where you're not yourself. You're not yourself. And regardless of whatever the song was that he sang to you, no matter if he looked you in your eyes, no matter whatever he presented to you, however he sold it to you, you believed it. And then it didn't manifest. You were betrayed, this, that, and the third. But let me explain something to you. These are lessons that we all have to learn. We all have to encounter these things. Some hurt, some don't. But we have to encounter the other side of things. It's never going to be just sunshine. It's never just going to be hot. It's going to be cold. It's not always going to be dry. It's going to be wet. There's going to be the balance. And we have to be able to encounter that low vibrating energies, those low vibrating energies, so we can appreciate the high vibrating energies. We need to demand more from ourselves, not others. Demand more from yourself before you go around expecting a man or a woman to complete you. That'll never happen. They are not your happiness. They are not your end all be all. They are not your world. They are not your oxygen. They are not your pulse, your heartbeat. Too much trust, too much investment, too much expectations. No man, no woman will ever complete you. They will never be what you need primarily. They're not a priority. They're not the source. What you're needing is so deep, so solid, so penetrating in a spiritual way that you're not ready for what you think you are when it comes to a relationship. A man or a woman can only compliment you or conflict you. Remember that.
So you can watch Aaron's report, The Killing of Officer Green, on 48 Hours tomorrow night at 10, 9 Central on CBS.
Jealousy is an emotion. The term generally refers to the thoughts or feelings of insecurity, fear, concern, and envy over relative lack of possessions, status, or something of great personal value, particularly in reference to a comparator. Jealousy often consists of one or more of emotions such as anger, resentment, inadequacy, helplessness, or disgust. In its original meaning, jealousy is distinct from envy, though the two terms have popularly become synonymous in the English language, with jealousy now also taking on the definition originally used for envy alone. Jealousy is a typical experience in human relationships, and it has been observed in infants as young as 5 months. Some claim that jealousy is seen in every culture. However, others claim jealousy is a culture-specific phenomenon.
Jealousy can either be suspicious or reactive, and it is often reinforced as a series of particularly strong emotions and constructed as a universal human experience. Psychologists have proposed several models to study the processes underlying jealousy and have identified factors that result in jealousy. Sociologists have demonstrated that cultural beliefs and values play an important role in determining what triggers jealousy and what constitutes socially acceptable expressions of jealousy. Biologists have identified factors that may unconsciously influence the expression of jealousy. Throughout history, artists have also explored the theme of jealousy in photographs, paintings, films, songs, plays, poems, and books, and theologians have offered religious views of jealousy based on the scriptures of their respective faiths. Sexual jealousy may be triggered when a person's significant other displays sexual interest in another person. The feeling of jealousy may be just as powerful if one partner suspects the other is guilty of infidelity. Fearing that their partner will experience sexual jealousy, the person who has been unfaithful may lie about their actions in order to protect their partner. Experts often believe that sexual jealousy is in fact a biological imperative. It may be part of a mechanism by which humans and other animals ensure access to the best reproductive partners. It seems that male jealousy in heterosexual relationships may be influenced by their female partner's phase in her menstrual cycle. In the period around and shortly before ovulation, males are found to display more mate retention tactics, which are linked to jealousy. Burris and Little, 2006. Furthermore, a male is more likely to employ mate retention tactics if their partner shows more interest in other males, which is more likely to occur in the pre-ovulation phase. Gungested, Thornhill and Garver, 2002. Romantic jealousy arises as a result of romantic interest. It is defined as a complex of thoughts, feelings, and actions that follow threats to self-esteem and/or threats to the existence or quality of the relationship, when those threats are generated by the perception of a real or potential romantic attraction between one's partner and a, perhaps imaginary, rival. Different from sexual jealousy, romantic jealousy is triggered by threats to self and relationship, rather than sexual interest in another person. Factors, such as feelings of inadequacy as a partner, sexual exclusivity, and having put relatively more effort into the relationship, are positively related to relationship jealousy in both genders.
I have a part 2. It's not that long, but I just wanted to just touch briefly on the sexual jealousy. And that all goes back to when you're celibate, that's the last thing you have to worry about, you know. And when you enter into a partnership with somebody and we both sit down and we say that we are exclusive, that we're only, you know, intimate with each other, then that's something that both parties believe. But if one party knows that they're a whore, a thought pocket, you know, if their dick is on clearance, if they know that they are just for the streets, then that really fucks up, you know, the communication and the energy. I don't want to be I'm sorry. I don't want to be having sex with you and knowing that you're out here fucking other people. Okay? That's just not how I particularly roll. And that's how a lot of people particularly roll. Nobody has time to be catching energies, spirits, diseases, or anything like that. It is a devastating blow when you find out that your partner has been unfaithful to you sexually. That shit is fucked up. It fucks with your head. It really makes you be it really puts you in a state of mind where you're just like, wow, you know, here I am, and I, you know, bore my body before this person. I did this with this person and that with this person, and we really, I thought, had a bond and thought we were exclusive, but they're able to just switch it off and on to where, you know, you always hear like men are able to justify it by saying, well, it was just sex. It's just like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, you're so immature with your penis, because it's not just that. We're talking about energies being exchanged. We're talking about intimacy. Like, you know, you have to be very careful who you go inside. You have to be very careful who you let inside of you. That's just fucking fact. That's game. That's just wisdom. That's maturity. You know, I want to feel good too. I want to experience all of that too. But I'm not about to sit here and be loyal to you, faithful to you, when you're out here doing the most, living your worst life. And I think that is where the anger, the rage, the unbalanced energy comes in, to where if you don't have the self-control, if you aren't doing your meditations and clearing and cleansing and healing, you will react in some ways that you never thought you would, because, you know, to want to, you know, to go upside somebody's head, you know, to choke somebody out, to slap, to kill. Like, when people find out that there is a sexual betrayal, watch out. You know, it's either going to go right or left. It's either going to be a lot of chaos, or it's going to be cool, you know? And you waste a lot of time lying and pretending like you are one way when you're not. And men do this. Some men and some women. But I'm going to speak about men because I've experienced that lie, that betrayal. And it's just like, you know, what the fuck are you on? Like, do you not even have any respect for your own body? And it appears that some men just don't have respect for their bodies and their penis. Anybody can get your dick. You just don't care. As long as, you know, you feel like it is your nature and your mission, okay, to take down as many as you can. And some of you have taken down some bad energy. Some of you have put yourself in positions where now you got to go pick up a child because you was just trying to fuck, but it turned into something else. Lying to lure is deceitful. It shows that you have no game, that you are not capable of being a real man in these seasons, and that all you give a fuck about is letting nut outside of your penis. Like, you just got a nut. And the amount of time that you spend lying to get the pussy is just fucking ridiculous. Can you niggas spend a lot of time lying to get the pussy? You tell some mega lies, not micro. They are macro lies, like big fucking lies, like Jurassic lies, just to get the pussy. And you are getting that whole just to get the pussy mentality. You're running across some fragile women. Now, this doesn't excuse the fact that neither one of you need to be laying down with each other. If you're not married, you shouldn't even be laying in bed with each other. But we're going to deal with what the fuck is going on. So, what do we expect when we ain't even supposed to be doing it at all? We're expecting a parade? Confetti? I mean, I want to be intimate too. Trust me, believe. I'm a sexy woman. I'm in desire me, you know, but I'm not, you know, I mean, I can't put my energy out there because I'm aware of what the fuck can happen with this energy, if you get it. So I have to just be very careful. I have to wait for the right energy. And I'm willing to wait. I'm not willing to be betrayed. I'm not willing to go through none of the shit that I went through before. What can I do differently to where I'm not getting myself in a position to be played, to be betrayed, to have to find out that there's another woman? No, you know, it's just like everything is fucking off when you discover the cheating, when you discover the lies, when you discover the other person. Oh, he didn't tell you about me? No, bitch, he didn't. Why would he? He wasn't expecting me to find out. You know? Did he tell you that we was fucking? I mean, that's the first thing they want to let you know is that. And we ain't using no condom. Oh, so you dirty dicking it out here too? You know, it's just like the level of toxins that men and women have when it comes to their sexual energy. None of us need to be fucking. We are all a mess. And we are just creating more damage until we get it right. Ooh, but when we do get it right, oh my gosh. That's why I'm waiting. I'm not finna sit here and get no whack ass dick. I'm not about to get no low vibrating penis. I'm not about to be with just let any man just be on top of me panting and all of that shit. Nah, I'm gonna wait for the real one. The real one to come. Real shit. Okay? It's about Sister Speak. Learn from your past mistakes. Learn from the sexual betrayal. Learn from all of these things so you'll be ready. Because I know there are men that don't cheat. I know there are women that don't cheat. There are people who are faithful. If you said that there aren't, you're a liar. There are men who are for their woman and their woman only. And it's a beautiful thing. And vice versa. For real.
I would black out and those demons would manifest and come forth, and I would wake up not knowing what had happened in positions of the sexual sacrifice when my dad would have sex with me. During the Satanic holidays, I knew that the warfare would intensify, and so I would fast and pray that for my complete deliverance, and that I wouldn't wake up in the middle of the night and be in these positions or being vulnerable while I was sleeping. I was a Christian when I had these demons that were confronted in deliverance several times. Just because I give my life to the Lord, that's the first step. My husband really got to the core of why these things were in my life to begin with.
Sandy had a spirit in her life that was a spirit guide. She called this spirit Coral. And it basically gave her direction. The way that a Christian would get direction from the Holy Spirit, this thing kind of directed her life. Would tell her, be careful with this, or would give her assignments to do this. And she always viewed this thing, because of the way she was raised, as being a benevolent spirit that had her best interest at heart, which there's absolutely no truth to that whatsoever, but that was the way she was taught. She thought it protected her, and that it was taking her through life in the best course possible. So even though she did not want that in her life anymore as a Christian, that thing was stubborn. It did not want to relinquish rights and completely leave. It wanted to still hang around and influence her life as a Christian. So obviously there was a confrontation that came up with that. But once that strong man was bound and removed, other things that were underneath that spirit's authority were easily gone, and she came into a real realm of freedom.
I did recognize Jesus as the ultimate source of helping me to fight this spiritual war. As I read through his word, I was made aware of the weapons that were available to me through Christ and through his dying on the cross, through his suffering, that I was able to live for him, and that he was there, and he gave me weapons in the spiritual to fight the spiritual demonic forces.
Sandy is a living testimony of the power of Jesus Christ, the power of the cross, that it is so thorough that no matter what somebody's come out of, the cross has the power, the blood of Jesus, to eradicate that sin and to see them delivered from anything the devil's had in their life, and to see them healed from their past.
I would like to encourage everyone who has been in an abusive situation, who has been caught up in the occult, who has been told that they're worth nothing, who feel like they have to live in bondage. That the love of Jesus is what you need, is what you're looking for. If you would just open your eyes and give yourself to Him.
Our camera was rolling as we chased down the woman accused of stealing an SUV from the Ace Rent-A-Car Thursday afternoon. Employees say they found her with a stolen car at the Travelodge off Airport Road. Did you steal a car?
Oh, I don't know what you're speaking about, ma'am.
Well, we have you on video wearing that same outfit.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Why did you take the car?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Demons told me to do it.
Who told you to do it?
The demons.
Demons told you to steal the car. Why did they tell you to do that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
So you admit you took it?
No, I didn't take it. The demon took it.
The demon took it. Earlier that day, surveillance cameras caught a woman wearing the same clothes at the front desk of the Ace Rent-A-Car. She is then seen in this video driving off in a white Toyota RAV4.
She hops in a car that they were in the process of cleaning and drove off.
What you gonna
I'm the manager of the place.
Employees say the woman was mad because they were overbooked.
I tried to rent it, but y'all didn't want to rent me a car. Talking about y'all ain't had no cars for rent. So I stole it. Any more questions?
She resigned?
Police.
I hope that she gets the help that she needs.
Absolutely.
Y'all been taking to the hospital.
I want you to turn around and face me. Close your eyes and come present in your body. Yeah. Give yourself permission to know the truth. Give yourself permission to know the truth. What are you holding on to?
I sold my soul.
Yes. Let it come out. Let that come all the way out. Let's tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I sold my soul for what? How about a house, a car, a vacation? What did you sell your soul for?
I sold my soul to have a life that I wanted, that I never had.
Yeah. A material life. Yeah. Let that come out. Come on, you're doing so good. Let it come all the way out. Good. Yeah, let it come out. This is a major breakthrough for Miss Charisse. Recognizing that she gave up any chance at internal happiness in order to get external validation, and that is never the answer. But today, she can choose to be different. They both can. The thing that I just don't understand is why both of you can't just do this and let it all go. Because
You've made it to the last part of the test, the season of drought, and you survived. You're going to pass this test. You're going to climb the mountain because on the other side of the mountain is peace, joy, tranquility, harmony, freedom. No longer are you going to have to be frustrated, wondering when is it going to happen? When is my breakthrough going to come? When is what I believe in going to manifest? How long do I have to sit here in hermit mode? How long do I have to sit here and pretend? Not much longer. You might as well go ahead and start getting your praise on now, because permanent overflow is coming. You're closer to it than you think. What's the point of putting on a bonnet if it's not going to stay on my head? I'm tired of it slipping off and waking up to it the next day. There has to be a better bonnet for me that's stylish and stays on. Oh, child. Ooh, it's the pillow for me. I'm just going to have to sleep pretty. This last shift took me all the way out.
I'm going to get a bonnet tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm going to ask Mommy if I can get one for my bear, too. Just as soon as I wake up from my nap.
It's time to sleep pretty and protected with these stylish Mommy and Me bonnets available now at kklachey.com. These Mommy and Me bonnets are available in stock and ready for you to maintain your crown. KK Lachey is a look, feel, and vibe. You're able to shop these products and more when you go to the website. It's time to shop and chill with KKLachey.com. You just took playing That's My Car to a whole nother level. The latest episode of the Tour on the Sister Speak show is available on demand now. Rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts on this episode. Jackin' for more than beats. The effects of GTA and rap music. Confessing to crimes over beats. Lyrics leading to arrest. On the tour, we're covering all aspects of the music industry, including interviews with musicians, managers, songwriters, producers, music groups, DJs, and exclusive music and concert reviews. Either you're playing the video game or the video game is playing you. Click the link for the latest episode on the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Be careful. There we go. Had a little technical difficulty with that first, with that playlist. I'm like, that's how we gonna do it? Okay, never mind. Brothers and sisters, let me explain something to you about leaving the past behind. You don't want to turn into a pillar of salt, fucking around with your past. You don't want to miss out on what is predestined for you. You're going to have to climb the mountain in order to get into the valley, to get to the table that is prepared for you so you can run on. It is imperative that you leave the past behind, that you let go. The grudges, the misery, the bitterness. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I just had a taste for some hash browns. That is so random. And some pancakes. Anyway, let me stay focused. Anyway, you have to literally abandon the past and have a final curtain call. You have to have a funeral for the past. You're going to have to lay to rest everything that is haunting you, that is stalking you, and that is hindering you from getting to where you're supposed to be. Being stagnant, being lazy, being a menace to society and to self is a recipe for disaster. Are you tired of the same old shit? Are you tired of the same outcome? Are you tired of not producing, but knowing that you have skills, talents, that you are an answer to some problems on a earthly level? Some of you right now cannot even get into who you are supposed to be and activate who you're supposed to be because of the environment you're in, the people you are around, your thoughts and old beliefs, generational thoughts, beliefs that serve no purpose in where you're going. Some of you have conflicting beliefs. You know that your mind is being changed, but you're in a battle because you're still trying to be honorable to the way that the family does it, used to do it. You don't want to hurt grandma's feelings, grandpa's feelings. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But there is a change that is pulling on you. There is a redemption that is yours. There is salvation that is yours. And you are in the midst of a battle because you are being called to be set apart from the very people who you have known for a long time. Now, for some of you, it's easy for you to cut ties because they done had you fucked up for so long that you've already switched into warrior mode, and you are hi-yaing the fuck out of these people. Like they know not to try you anymore. But your old you is holding you back. Your old you is hating on you. I'm not thinking about your gang stalkers. I ain't thinking about the sabotagers. I'm not thinking about your toxic ex. I'm not thinking about your demonic day ones. We're talking about the old you. Cannot come to the next part of your present life and into the future, which is pretty much the future. It can't. Your old you has no room in the latter. It definitely can fully function in the former because that's where all the fuckery is, the low vibrating energy. But you know that you're being called to cut ties with some people, some places, and some things. You know it. It's pulling on you. The old you, it's like a tug of war if you've ever played tug of war. The objective is to get the opposing side to cross over the threshold, cross over the pit, blah, 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 blah. And the old you is pulling on you to come back into the fuckery. Like I said in the beginning, the devil is pissed off that you don't want to be the old you anymore. That you want to look better, feel better, smell better, dress better, speak better, live better, eat better, spend your money wiser. You want to actually be a law-abiding citizen in the spirit realm. Right, I'm not saying that a plane is flying over. You really want to be a better person. And the people around you they're not conducive to your healing, your prosperity, your advancement. And the old you has a bond with them. History. That's why I said the demonic day ones, because day ones end up killing day ones. I was reading a story in the news, I think it's Newsbreak, and it was speaking about a murder that had taken place in Richmond, California with a rising athlete by the name of Terrence Kelly. And he was a football player for De La Salle High School. De La Salle had a winning streak of 150 plus games. Won 150 plus games consecutively. And was known for having top athletes, coming from the school, as well as, it was a school that was based on academics. It was an elite school in the Bay Area. Terrence Kelly went to this school and he was on his way, okay? Tickets on dresser, on his way to go to this new school, to college, to play football, which most young brothers, who are in those type of environments, they want to get their family out of the hood, buy a house for their mom, make sure that everybody's eating, these aspirations to banish poverty. And when you are a golden child, for lack of better terms, when you're a golden child in the community, and I would say a golden child is someone who stands out, someone who has an opportunity to actually use something else other than hustling to get out, okay? Don't have to sell drugs, don't have to stand on the corner, don't have to be in a gang, just literally have a way out. Sometimes somebody in the crew is just not happy for you, don't like it, they jealous, the girls is loving you, you getting all this attention, and it's the what about me? It's the what about me nigga. You know what I'm saying? The what about me bitch. The one that just, they just don't, they don't want to be left out. Why can't it be me? How come they got to be the one to get the spotlight, the shine, the bitches, the riches, the niggas, and they see that jealousy, that envy, that hate, that malice. They harbor it in their heart, and they don't like to see you win. And this is a common fucked off energy that's in every city, every state, every country, continent. It's just real shit. Okay? That person that is your day one, to where you would never even expect that this spirit at this point would be a hater, would actually be plotting and planning your death, your demise, hoping and wishing that you would fucking fall. You know what I'm saying? That you would lose, that you would decline, decrease, that you would not reach prosperity. This is your day fucking one. That's a lot to fucking embrace, a deal. You shouldn't even have to embrace it. It's a lot to deal with while still trying to keep your head on the swivel, move and groove. And in Richmond, California, and in any other type of environment like Richmond, California, where it's gang life, it's poverty, it's beef, it's depression. You know, you also have the refinery there, and there's a lot of chemical spills, so there's a lot of toxins in the air, where a lot of my brothers and sisters have experienced illnesses and even death as a result of the mysterious, chemical spills and fires that have occurred at this refinery. And the houses are right by the refinery, to the point to where there are alerts that go out, and there are, as a result of the alerts and as a result of the spills, brothers and sisters are experiencing, the side effects of the chemicals. And I don't give a fuck how much you compensate me. This is a problem. So where you have a lot of, opposing energies in a city, in a town, and then you have generational curses, and you have a lot of generational curses occupying zip codes, what do we expect, right? What do we expect when people feel like there's no way out? We are going to see the news clips, the articles, we're going to hear the news, we're going to see the results of the fuckery. And when you are, and with Terrence Kelly situation, there was a particular brother, 15, these are 15-year-olds, by the way, 15, 16, by the last name of Pratchard, who was supposed to be Kelly's friend, but really, really had allegedly an ongoing beef with him. And Kelly one day pulled up to a young man's house by the name of Brandon Young. And Brandon was 19 at the time. I think 19 at the time. And Kelly was shot and killed in the car. And the weapon was given to, allegedly, his day one. Two days, he's supposed to be out of here going to school. You are my day one, though. If I make it, I got the heart to help you. I'm going to produce, so you ain't got to stand on the corner. So let me be free. Let me fly. Let me soar. Let me get into this territory and do my shit. Let me do my thing so I can help the community. And you don't want me to do that because you want it to be you. You don't like the shine, the spotlight, the news clips. You don't like how I'm out here on the field doing my thing. And so you want to take me out. And you did. You took him out. Took him out, y'all. His day one. I done known you. We done rode together. We done got females together. We done went to the club together. We done did shit together, smoked a blunt together. We done did all this shit together. You done came to the games. You done slapped a high five. We got our whole, our whole lingo, like my nigga, like, for real though. I think that's what a lot of thoughts would be if we were able to feel the energy of those who have, been murdered by their day ones, I think it's all a collective. My nigga, for real though. My nigga, for real though. You though. Nigga, not you. You was the op the whole time. The whole time though. Nigga sitting back. Nigga smiling in my face, but the whole time. The entire time, my nigga. You want me up out of here. You want me off my post. You want me buried. You don't want to see me get it. Because you ain't tapped into who you are. My nigga, for real though. Not my day one. The pallbearer being the murderer. The nigga crying the most being the one who took him off his post. The coward. The jealous one. Yo, day fucking one. That shit is, it takes time to recover from that betrayal. And I'm talking about the family having to recover. The community having to recover. And then if you survive your day one shooting you, having to still deal with the after effects. You can't even move how you used to move. Your sense of, wiggling is off because now it's like, damn, if my day one try to take my top off, I know that it's real hectic out here in these streets. This is the shit that men have to deal with that are in groups, crews, gangs. You may look better than the rest of your crew. It might be you the only one that ain't a booger wolf. Niggas get mad. Niggas know when they ugly. I ain't trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but niggas know when they unattractive. They know. They know. And they know when you getting the females. They see it. And some men your day ones be jealous of that. Over simple shit. And they'd rather take you out of here than see you prosper. And that's a problem. Demonic day ones, the activity in them is to seek, kill, and destroy, to be envious, to be malicious, to be miserable, bitter, low vibrating, evil, premeditated. Premeditated in their thoughts and actions, hating on you, smearing your name, going behind your back, trying to talk to the female that you used to talk to or you talking to, trying to snake you, trying to take the position, trying to be you. Ain't comfortable with who they are. Won't be them, but don't want you to be you. The fuck? So you're really a double hater. You don't like yourself and you don't want anybody else to like themselves. Because you won't tap into who you are. Unactivated. Don't want to deal with who you are and manifest into who you could be, but instead you want to go around taking people out because it makes you feel better. A demonic day one is dangerous as fuck, y'all. Dangerous as fuck because you never saw it coming. Your female partner, you done been around this female your whole life, and she secretly is jealous of you. And you had no idea because you would do anything for this woman, this female. You got her back, and she's stabbing you in yours. You sitting here and you feel like this is somebody who could be your confidant, and they over here telling all your business, laughing at your business, laughing at your struggle, laughing at your downfall, going and being friends with bitches that they know you don't fuck with. Them type of demonic day ones. The ones who want to play stupid and try to be game goofy, knowing what the fuck they doing. Demonic day ones that you gotta cut loose. The old you may give them a chance, but the new you can't fuck with these people anymore. Snaking you, trying to be like you, talk like you, want to steal your shine. Mad because every time you walk in the room, you light the room up. Good energy, positive, kind, and they don't have that. They're living in a masquerade, and they want to off you. Women off their friends too, their female partners too. Set them up. I just got through reading a story about, I'm not going to say that they were even day one, so I'm not even going to even use that as an example. I got to stay on topic. I'll say that for another show. But there are many, many stories that make it to the news and don't, where a jealous female took out her partner, set her partner up, got her partner jumped, fucked her man. You need to cut these bitches loose. It is real in the field. What's happening right now is that only way you're going to make it, the only way you're going to get to where you need to be is that the old you cannot fuck with them anymore. And you can't be like them. It's so easy to be influenced by that low vibrating energy. I'm telling you. You will ask yourself, damn, why am I acting like this, talking like this, feeling like this? It's that energy, and you have to protect your energy at all costs. And it's not a one-time thing. This is a consistent, daily clearing your energy, cleansing your energy, protecting your energy, cutting the cords, literally making your energy feel so solidified that they can't. It's over. They know it. The curtain, this is a final curtain call. Your day ones, you know what I'm talking about. They ain't right. When they try to sabotage you, some of your day ones are family members. Your auntie, your uncle, your cousins, and they've been jealous of you from off the rip. And you got to cut them loose. You can't go to the family reunion anymore. What are you guys reuniting for? Coming together for? Oh, Big Mama would have wanted this. Big Mama is not here. Stop trying to honor the dead's wishes. Stop keeping dead people's promises. I'm not trying to be rude, but some of you all are leaning on excuses as to why you won't cut the cords and shake a tail feather. Shake it loose. Beat it. Scram. Disappear. I'm just going to go this one last time. And that might be a prophetic word. That last time. Walking into a setup. How long are you going to continue to let your demonic day one family members cross boundaries, disrespect you, gang stalk you, try to steal your inheritance, try to take over your life, ruin your marriage, ruin your job, ruin your destiny? How long are you going to continue to let them have access to you and stop you from getting to your abundance? How much more demonic activity do they need to show you? Do you need to actually catch them sleeping upside down to know something is fucking off? Do you need to see the fangs? Do you need to actually catch them collecting graveyard dirt to know that they're doing magic on you, voodoo on you, witchcraft on you? Some of you will not accept it. Some of you will. That some of your people play with that shit, do that shit, and are affecting lives in a low vibrating way. And they're doing it to you. To stop you, to hinder you, to actually think, they actually think that they can stop predestination. They actually think that they can pluck, like I said before, your blessings out of the Most High God's hands. They want to attack you in every area of your life. And they will go to that length to do it. Demonic day ones. You need to cut these people loose, return to sender, clear your energy, protect your energy, and get on the battlefield where you are protecting yourself, because your energy field is open to these demonic day ones. That's why they keep on doing it. You won't fucking close the curtain. You won't let the curtain drop. Final curtain call. You won't let it happen. You keep on trying to peek up under the cover, like that whole new app where they try to compare who you look like, what celebrity you look like. And sometimes you'll see the people trying to, look as the the image is coming all the way down. Some are in shock, some are happy with the result. But the whole point is, are you trying to peep underneath the curtain when the Lord said, no, this is the final curtain call. This is it. They won't be in any more of your plays. They will not be a figure in your life. They're no longer a character in your life. I don't want them in your life. Some of you need to understand that the Lord, the Most High God, does not want these people in your life. And some of you keep trying to keep them in your life. And you keep going through orchestration after orchestration, problem after problem, smear campaign after smear campaign, narcissistic attack after narcissistic attack. And it's like, how much more does the Most High God have to show you that these people are not good for you and you need to cut them loose? Forgive me, y'all. I had to take a little break. But how long are you going to sit there and put yourself in a position to where the Most High God has to keep showing you that these people mean you no good? Some of you right now have a mother that is all in your business and means you no good. It's sabotaging, hating, dissing in your marriage. Doesn't know how to respect boundaries. Is disrespectful to your wife, your children. And you're having trouble cutting her off. And that's a problem. Some of you literally have parents, siblings, family members who are all in your business. All in it. And part of the problem is you're telling it. We have got to shut the fuck up. That's just pretty much, I don't know how else to say it. We've got to learn how to shut the fuck up and stop telling people our business. That's messages for me too. Stop telling people your business. Be careful who you tell your business to, family or not. Your demonic day ones know a lot about you. They know a lot about you. That's why some of y'all keep these people around, because of your secrets. Because if your relationship ends with these people, you are afraid that they will go and tell your business, which says to me, if you are around somebody who you would be afraid that if whatever disagreement, or if it's just a season where you have to separate, that they have the likelihood to go and tell your business, that you shouldn't be fucking with these people anyway. Stop telling people your business. Your demonic day ones, yeah, they know a lot. But you know a lot too. It's all about what you do with the information. It's all about the vibration that you're on. Some of you got a nigga right now that's in your circle, and he is a liability, but he's your day one. Some of y'all got about 3 liabilities in your crew. Some of y'all got about 3 bitches in your group that is just a liability, but they're your day ones. You want to be true. You want to be solid. But you're loyal to death. You're loyal to fuckery. You're loyal to stagnancy. You're loyal to a stunted growth. Your biggest test will be having to let go in many environments of many things. The old you is hating on the new you. The old you does not want to see the new you make it. If the old you can keep you fucked off in a low vibrating energy, so be it. Are you hating on yourself? Are you denying yourself access to joy, healing? Are you putting yourself in a position to where you are going to stay in the past? Some of you got your heart broken in preschool, and you ain't been right since. She broke my crayon, my jumbo crayon, and I ain't been right since. A jumbo crayon has got you out here wilding the fuck out now? And you're what? You're 47? And you remember that in the preschool that a female broke your heart because she broke your crayon? Brother, Brother. What's going on? We can't do this. There comes a time where we have got to literally just say, you know what? I got to let this go. I've been holding on for this shit for too long, and it's not helping me. And it's actually weighing me down because I cannot let a jumbo crayon that was broken in the 5th grade by a female be the reason why I'm a womanizer at age 47. Nah, man, I'm just telling you, I'm telling you what happened. And I get it, but for this many years, if you just be real, you're letting a 4-year-old control your movements and your relationships. You're letting this person, this place, this thing dictate your movement. And you've got to detach and disconnect from the event. When it comes to that gang stalking, when it comes to sabotaging, when it comes to demonic day ones, when it comes to toxic exes, when it comes to the old you, we've got to leave all of this in the past, and we have to leave the past behind. We don't want to turn into a pillar of salt. We don't want to delay our progress, and we don't want to allow these people to dominate us. There are people who want your energy and your power, and you've been giving it up. Oh, yeah. You've been busting it wide open. This is serious. Here, you can have my energy. No, take it. No, fine. No, it's okay. How much do you want? 3/4 of it? Sure, no problem. Like you've been giving it away. And it's just easy to take energy from you. The past is a gangster. And it is an accuser. And it wants you to never enter into redemption. It does not want you to redeem the time. It does not want you to be wise. It wants you to stay dead. It does not want you to come forth. You can have what you want if it's in the Most High God's will. You need to accept that. Some of us don't want to accept that. If it's not in the Most High God's will, then so be it. They don't want to accept that. You want to alter because it doesn't feel good to you. It doesn't look good to you. You're mad and you want to alter the circumstances because this puts you in a position to what you feel like is win. And some of you are willing to win at all costs, even if it means gang stalking, sabotaging, being demonic, being toxic. I am recovering from being gang stalked. That shit ain't cool. It ain't funny. It leaves you in a position to where you, if you don't have the Most High God, you will lose your fucking mind. Because it's relentless. You don't see it coming. And being a survivor from being gang stalked by family members, that shit is, it takes some time to go through all of the effects of what they do. Because when you gang stalk, there's no limit into what you're willing to do to get what you're trying to get or to prove your point. And you will go through to measures with no limits. You're not going to think twice about it. You're not going to try to talk yourself out of it. You're going to go and do some fucked off shit when you are a gang stalker. And that's what they did to me. And I am grateful that I was able to not be affected in totality by it. And I was able to learn from it and be able to share that with you all because it doesn't feel good. It literally makes you want to slap the shit out of somebody. It makes you want to whoop ass. It makes you want to do a whole bunch of shit. It makes you go through a lot of range of emotions when people who you would never expect to gang stalk you do it. And it's what they send to your door. when I was listening to that clips about how those eBay workers were harassing and gang stalking that couple, that shit is real, because you never know what's going to be at your door. What next? What are they going to do next? What are they going to do next? You can't sleep. You can't sleep. You can't eat. You're in this Eight of Swords. Your mind is just in this. In the Nine of Swords, you're just constantly in your head, constantly off kilter, because these people have proven to you that they will go through to some detrimental lengths to see you off your post. And I really like I've shared with you guys before, like, it took me a long time to get over the doorbell ringing. Like I didn't do well when I would hear a doorbell ring. It would really, even like if I would hear one on TV, like the reaction to it was not good. Like I was really not doing well. And knocks on the door. And then it being the police. And then it being the police again. And this is like, damn, these people are actually using the police to fucking stalk me, to harass me with bogus welfare checks. And the people who were harassing me, who were stalking me, they're 1,200 miles away in another state, in the middle of nowhere, with nothing to do but be wicked and to come after their own niece. It's just, it takes some time, but you have to still heal from that. Excuse me, having your name smeared, having lies told about you, fraudulent claims, telling people things about you, which is that smear campaign, that are not true, using community resources that are supposed to protect and serve and do all these things to go against me, to make me go crazy, to make me give up my home, give up this, give up that. Like, they literally tried to do everything they could, and it was horrible. And so to anybody who is gang stalked, I believe you when you say the side effects. I went from being a loving niece to having to cuss and fuss and to go against these people. Never thought that I would have to be this way, engage in warfare with people who are family members or even co-workers. And you know what I'm talking about, those of you who have been gang stalked, who have had family members hunt you, triangulate, get other people involved to harass you because you have done something or will not give up something, because they're jealous, because they're poor in spirit, poor in pockets, because they ain't shit, ain't never been shit, will never be shit, not chosen. That shit was devastating when it happened. To you and to me. You didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve it. But it happened. And what did we learn from it? We learned a lot about spirits, energies, people, ourselves. We would not know what we know now if we had not gone through that. And nobody ever says, hey, in this journey, I want to be gang stalked. Nobody. It's a because you don't know what's next type of energy. And nobody should have to live where they are having to deal with someone inducing paranoia, someone inducing trust issues, anxiety, post-traumatic stress, someone getting a kick out of manipulating the police department to harass you, CPS or Adult Protective Services to harass you, making false claims because you have done something that they don't like, and because they're demonic, that this is the type of shit that they will do because they're not happy with the course of life. Not being yourself, not even recognizing yourself, because stress makes you look unrecognizable. It eats at you. It tears at you. You're not getting rest. Excuse me. You can't function properly when you're outside because you don't know. Will they try to send somebody to, take you out? I didn't know what the fuck my mom's people were going to do. What the fuck was next? They just sent everything, y'all. They did a lot. And you know, because they did a lot. The people who gang stalked you did a lot. Turning people against me. It was a lot. I even had my toxic ex using them to harass me and gang stalk me. I was gang stalked from every end. I never even knew what that was until it happened to me. And it happens to it's so heavy and so demonic, the gang stalking, that you're almost gripped. You're almost paralyzed because you want to fight. But sometimes, I don't know if you ever, I found myself not being able to fight back. Not being able to do what I normally would do. Say. I mean, I had my conversations, but they were doing it back to back to back. It's the intent to cause emotional distress. That's what gang stalking is. It's to deter you, to stop you, to steal from you, to take, to destroy. And it is a hard pill to swallow when it's your people. Well, ex-people, them niggas, them demons. I was gang stalked by people who had to teach me a lesson, who were used to teach me a lesson on a grander scheme. So I'd be able to comfort my listening audience about what you're going through and let you know that I get it. I get it. And there's a expiration date for these niggas, by the way. I don't want you to think that they win. They don't win shit. They're really dumb as fuck and they're reprobate. They don't win shit. What they win is a spiritual casket, spiritual judgment. What they inherit is, as they get older, man, when that brain starts to go, that brain starts to go. A lot of karma or reaping that they have faced and are facing, you'll never see it. But it's happening. Justice will be served. I don't want you to think that justice won't be served. And yes, you may have to, depending on the extensiveness of the gang stalking, you may have to get the police involved. Detective, private eye, the judge, make an outcry, the news, whatever you got to do, because this is warfare, and you're going to have to be able to let them know that the shit stops with you. And that's why some of you are going through this, is because you have been chosen to stop it. And you may not think so, and you're like, I didn't sign up for this. I never said I wanted to go into the phone booth and be Superman, Superwoman. But this is your assignment, because number one, you need to be stronger. You don't need to be weak. There's things about you that will not enable you to pick up a smooth stone and fight Goliath unless you get it, unless you train. And so these people Although what they did is fucked up, it really put you in a better position. Because now you're powerful. Now you wish a bitch would. You wish a nigga would. Now they know not to fuck with you. Now they know not to bother you. You know, like I was telling you all before, I have confronted a child molester. I've a family member who would not stop touching me and has touched other family members. I've shared this before. And I was harassed as a result of me telling him, leave me the fuck alone. And he would harass me. He would stalk me. He was obsessed with me. It's disgusting, as I told him. You ain't my day one. You ain't my cousin. You ain't nothing to me. Like, nigga, you don't exist to me. When you stand in your power, they get mad. When you expose them, they get mad. When you call them out on their shit, they get mad. They want to call you crazy. But nah, they the crazy ones. Don't think you crazy when you stand up in your power and you tell these motherfuckers where to go and how to get there quickly. I need you to understand that. Stop letting these people tell you that you're crazy when you finally decide to stand up for yourself. You're not crazy. You're a warrior. You're called to be one. These people have no rights to you, your energy. They have no right to fuck with you. But if they're going to, they're a footstool. And there's a lesson coming. And there's an expiration date coming. And justice is coming. Judgment is here. Many of your enemies right now, your demonic day ones, the gang stalkers, the sabotagers, the toxic exes, are experiencing a reaping. They've got so much coming back on them, you wouldn't believe. And it's not for you to see their peril. Now, some instances, you may get a glimpse. But there is justice. There is justice. There's justice in leaving the past behind. There's justice in leaving the little girl, the little boy in you behind. There's justice in coming to the marvelous light. There's justice for your pain. There's justice for the past. It's called moving forward. Not letting it grip you, crazy glue you, bind you, hold you longer than you need to be held. Some of you are 47 and still in the 3rd grade. Some of you are 54 and still in pre-K. Some of you are still at the scene of many incidents. And it's time to move on and leave the past behind. It's just that real. And if they don't like it, oh fucking well. They had opportunities. Many of the people who are trying to stop you have had opportunities too. To listen, to yield, to come forth, to change, to renew, to repent, to vibrate higher, to steal away, to do the work, and they didn't. Are you going to allow them to stop you from getting to where you're supposed to be? Because you're afraid to lose or leave them? Think about that. Some people don't want you to answer the call either. You're going to have to make a decision listening to this today. whenever you listen to it, you have to make a decision. Are you going to continue to let these people be in your life, on stage with you, in the play with you, continue to be the antagonist? How many more plot twists in a low vibrating energy are you going to experience? Are you going to allow them to kill your character off? Are you going to keep giving them tickets to your show? Are you going to keep trying to remember them as time goes on when the Most High God has said, I don't want them to come with you? They're not welcome. How many more times are you going to go through incidents where the Lord is saying they're not welcome? They cannot come. They mean you no good. I know what they said about you. I know what they think about you. This is your Judas. Are you going to continue to keep the curtain open? Or are you going to have the final curtain call? Some situations are easier to escape. Some require strategic wisdom. Nothing is impossible when you have the Most High God and Yah in your life. If you try to do it by yourself, you will fail. You have to ask for help. This is a spiritual warfare. This is supernatural. You need the Most High God and Yah. You can't battle this by yourself. Get the restraining order if you have to get it. Press charges if you have to press charges. Let them know that they cannot cross the line. Change your phone number. Don't go trying to give it back out. Well, if I change it, then he or she ain't going to be able to call me no more. And bingo, what's his name on? Duh. Change your email. Well, then he ain't going to have no access to. What if he changes and then he want to, and how he going to, contemplation, hesitation can get you hit in the intersection. If he knows that he has access to you like that, you might as well just be carpet. No contact is your friend. Blocking is your friend. Not answering the phone is your friend. Not responding to a text message is your friend. Some of y'all need to stop doing that whole Mary J. Blige reminiscing on the love we had and get it together. I know I no contact. I put my Instagram page on private. Now what y'all looking at? And I deleted and blocked, and I got some more deleting and blocking to do. They cannot come with me. They cannot come. They're not welcome. They cannot come with me to the next level at all. They showed their ass. They showed their hand. They showed their spirit. And I believe them. Do you believe the gang stalkers, the sabotagers? Do you believe the day ones? Do you believe the toxic exes? Do you believe the old you now? What you gonna do about it? Are you going to leave the past behind? I hope so. Brothers and sisters, the time has been well spent. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is a long been session, but it was worth it. I thank you for being a wonderful listening audience. I really do. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and do this. I return to sender. Hold on, let me pause. I return to sender all negative energy, spell work, voodoo, black magic, evil eye, and it has an adverse effect in your bosom 100-fold. I'm divinely protected, and so is my listening audience. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer, my God, my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Blessed be the name of the Most High God, and Yah. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, for in due season they shall be cut down like the withered herb. I appreciate you all, brothers and sisters. Be encouraged and make sure that you continue to like, share, and subscribe, download, and listen to the Sister Speak Show. I really appreciate you guys. Warriors, mount